Hi, I'm Arizona LLC attorney Richard Keat, owner of FinCEN Filer LLC. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to file a FinCEN Beneficial Owner Information Report using FinCEN Filer's online service. I've formed over 9,000 Arizona LLCs, and FinCEN Filer, my company, wants to file your reporting company's FinCEN Beneficial Owner Information Report so your company will not be fined $500 a day for filing a late report. This demonstration video shows how easily you can enter your company's information, beneficial owner information, and applicant information into our secure online ISO 27001 compliant information security management system in 5 to 10 minutes and file your company's report. To hire us, go to https://fincenfiler.com/services. Now we have a ton of other information on our YouTube channel, which is displayed on the screen. Lots of info and videos about the Corporate Transparency Act. Now I'm going to show you a demonstration of the actual use of our online FinCEN Beneficial Owner Information Report filing system. It's being demonstrated by another man, but he is going to explain to you everything you need to know and show you how to enter the data into the system and how easy it is.
But for the report that they already have started by your firm, meaning that you've assigned that company to them, you sent them the invite link, and it's now waiting on the table, they're able to just start that. And keep in mind, if they have more than one company, they have a few dozen companies, they will all show in this table here in a long list where they're able to access any report, including completed reports with their certificate of compliance. So as they move into the report, the first step is very, very straightforward. It explains that it takes 15 minutes, shows them the progress, that they can use the help chat anytime if they have a question to ask your firm, that they should read the instructions, and the system will save the progress as they go through the steps. So they agree to these terms here, saying that they won't provide any false or wrong information for their FinCEN filing, and then they click Begin Report. The next few steps break down the regulation into a really easy flow for a business owner to understand and submit the correct information to you the first time, and that's information that you'll actually be able to file because the system is explaining the regulation and guiding them down the proper pathway to get a correct FinCEN filing done. So in the first screen, they are simply checking the company name here and selecting the type of company based on the 3 parameters that FinCEN has available, which we will update, of course, if FinCEN changes that. And then they have the optional marks for corrected reports are now exempt from FinCEN filing. Moving along, they can add any number of DBAs, and we instruct them that they need to list those DBAs, whether or not they're registered with the state as per FinCEN guidelines. Very easy to add those. And then next is a tax number. So we support both U.S. and non-U.S. tax numbers. They just have to enter it in. It's validating its correct format. We let them know they're not allowed to use Social Security numbers, and we let them know when they're able to use non-U.S. tax numbers with a quick reference document if they need further information. And moving along, we handle formation versus registration, which is a confusing FinCEN parameter with an easy question. Where was the company formed? They select inside or outside of the U.S., which lets us know which one is correct there. And then they simply select a state. And if they have a tribal jurisdiction instead, they're able to toggle to that mode by using the link down here. Continuing along. Next, they'll reach the U.S. principal place of business address. So this is one of those new definitions that is important to define for your clients. And we do that with some really easy language. We explain that the address they submit should be a place where FinCEN can go to speak to an owner directly at that location. We let them know they're not allowed to submit a P.O. box or registered agent address for a FinCEN report. And they simply just have to enter that address right here in the box. So put in something quick, sample. And they're through that step very, very quickly. So next is the beneficial owners. Here we add a little more detail around everything to explain this new definition of beneficial owners, which also applies now to people with substantial control. So we define that, that's a person who has 25% or more equity in the company or any other kind of ownership in the company as well, or any form of substantial control. We also link out the FinCEN guide here where they're able to review some of that information in the 16 pages that FinCEN provides for more complex entity structures, but most will get through it with the instructions that we provide. So we define what 25% ownership means and all the different ways that they can have that ownership. And we also define what substantial control means and all the ways that they can have substantial control. We let them know they need to include those people that qualify for either of those in this report. And then we have some helpful tips too. What if an entity controls ownership through an entity? Well, then they can simply go into this dropdown and they can see how those calculations work. What if an individual has substantial control through an entity? There's more information available. And also who is exempt. We list the exemptions for minor children, nominees, employees, inheritors, and creditors. So it's very easy for them to work through these steps, and all they have to do is click here to add their first beneficial owner. If that beneficial owner has a FinCEN ID, we support that, and it skips the rest of the form. If that beneficial owner is not with the company admin who's handling this report, the person you've sent the link to, then you are able to send a link remotely to that beneficial owner, inviting them in to fill out just this form, just their own information. So that's a helpful feature for those that want to do it themselves.
Now I'd like to take a moment to discuss a very important feature for multi-beneficial owner entities. You just saw that one of the options with beneficial owners is the person who's entering all the information can enter information for each beneficial owner. The problem though is, how does the person know that the information is correct? So when a company has multiple beneficial owners other than a married couple, how does the person who files the report know that the information an owner gave is true, correct, and accurate as required by the law? If a beneficial owner lies about his or her residential address, legal name, or birth date, how would the person know who's entering the data? Do you really want to file a report and certify all information is correct if you cannot confirm that all the information you were given is correct? Do you want that liability? What we just described in the video is an option given to the data input person to send each beneficial owner an email asking them to log in and enter their own information into the system. So rather than the person who's entering the data having to enter the information, it's the beneficial owner himself or herself who actually enters the data into the system. When this happens, the data input person is not liable for incorrect information entered by the beneficial owner. So all multi-owner companies other than a married couple-owned company should use this optional feature.
Most of the time, though, the company admin, the person that you send this link to, will probably fill it out for everyone. And then from there, you just have to provide the personal information in the form, the ownership type that they have, the residential address, and upload an ID document. So very easy to jump through this step here. And once that step is complete, that owner will be added to the table right here. The next step and the last step is company applicants. We define very easily what a company applicant is, and we let them know that they don't have to do this if their company was created before 2024. Remember, FinCEN does not want company applicant details for companies that were created prior to the first of the next coming year, 2024. So we ask them very easily, when was your company formed or registered in the US? If they click this, they're done. And if they click this, then they have to submit one or two individuals, in which case it replicates that beneficial owner flow, where it's going to ask if they have a FinCEN ID, and they often will, or if they're a beneficial owner, which will allow them to autofill that information to get them through the step very quickly. And then if they have neither one of those, then they're able to provide the unique details for that company applicant. And then the last step is, of course, the review. So we can see the sections that are complete. We can see the sections that are not complete. And once everything is complete, they're able to submit it to the filer only after they've checked this box, once again agreeing that they didn't provide any bad information to the filing where, FinCEN would have, some kind of problem later. So
to hire us to file a FinCEN beneficial owner information report, go to https://fincenfiler.com/services. And you can also find out more information about the Corporate Transparency Act and our services at fincenfiler.com. Thanks for watching.